If you've been training for any length of time, even a couple months, you may have already experienced a bench fail and bail. And the fact that you're alive watching this video means you made it out the other side. Now, just because you made it doesn't mean it was a clean, successful bailout. As you've seen in the bench press fail videos, sometimes the bailout can be hideous and or life-threatening. And although I'd like to think that 100% of the guys in the videos we've seen didn't die, it can be fatal and can cause serious injury. So while fail videos can be humorous to watch, there's a very serious side to this video. So with me now owning a home gym, there will be times I'm bench pressing on my own, and it's important I set and follow strict rules to ensure I don't kill or injure myself. Now, I actually follow these same rules when I'm bench pressing alone, even in a busy gym, but that's just me. There are 4 protective measures you can take when bench pressing at home or on your own to increase your safety. 2 of them involve learning 2 bailout techniques, and the other 2 should mitigate the need for you to have to bail out at all. The first one is gonna seem silly, and I know a lot of you are gonna disregard it. However, I'm gonna let you know right now, the first one is pretty much the only technique on the list that I actually use, and it's as simple as this. When bench pressing on your own, only use weight you can handle and leave at least 1 in the tank. It's truly the most simple technique to follow and will keep you safe and injury-free. So when I say use weight you can handle, that doesn't mean lightweight. You can still work hard, but there won't be any PB attempts. That includes weight on the bar and the reps. You see, usually the big fail doesn't come from attempting a personal best with a weight that you haven't used before. It comes from you going for that extra rep that you're unsure about, but you think, let me just try it. I did it last week when you had a spotter with their hands there saying, you're the man, you've got this. If you're training on your own, do not do it. Don't even attempt it. I can guarantee 99% of the solo bench press fails were based on that extra rep attempt, as opposed to just having a bad day. So nip that in the bud and you'll be straight. The second technique is dependent on the bench you're using. If you're using a bench similar to mine that I have here at my home gym, you can put the safety barriers up, and that means you should be able to fail a rep. You can simply drop the bar on the safety barriers, roll it forward, and escape injury-free. Unfortunately for me, my arms are so long that I'm more worried about hitting my elbows, which just means they aren't a good fit for me. But for you guys, it'll be fine. Okay guys, so the third technique is actually the first bailout method. But in order for it to be viable, there's an important step you have to take before you start bench pressing, and that is removing or ensuring you do not add clips to the bar. Now for me, not adding clips to the bar is almost blasphemous. It's a step I always take when training. Similar to signaling before changing a lane, I always do it. The last thing you want is an imbalance when you're training. It can throw off not just your focus, but the whole exercise. Your stabilizer muscles will be going haywire, they'll be overworked, and it could potentially cause you an injury. However, with this technique, it is a prerequisite that there are no clips attached. The method is pretty simple. Should you fail a rep, regardless of how high you've managed to get the bar, in a controlled manner, begin to tip the bar to one side. Gravity will do its thing, and the plates will slide off and crash to the ground. Yes, this is not a pretty method. Everyone will see this. You should also note that once you flip the weights off on one side, the bar is immediately gonna wanna flip to the other side. So keep a nice, rigid, locked grip, and then let the weights fall off on the other side, and then you can do what you like with the bar. Done controlled and correctly, the only injury you will sustain is a sore ego. And of course, you're gonna have to pick up your plates off the floor. The fourth bailout technique requires that you're actually bench pressing correctly in the first place. Otherwise, there really is no saving you. When bench pressing, the bar should be over your chest, not your neck. If you fail a rep with the bar over your neck, not only could it be difficult for you to recruit the muscles needed to do this technique, but you're also making a situation go from just being uncomfortable to life-threatening. So what's the technique? Again, let's imagine you failed a rep and the bar is on your chest. You're gonna roll forward while simultaneously raising your back up until you're sat up with the bar on your lap. Sounds easy, but you're gonna need a strong posterior chain to do this. Now with the bar on your lap, all you're gonna do is do a deadlift. Deadlift off of your lap. Once you're up, you're free. You can put the bar down, shoot me a DM, and say thanks for the tip. Now listen, I slowed the steps down for the fourth technique, but you gotta understand that this method, when put in action, is pretty quick. So quick that people around you may not even notice what happened. The same, of course, cannot be said for the third technique, because it's gonna come crashing down and everyone's gonna know. So those are the techniques, basically. And like I said, the first one is the one that I use. It's pretty much just making a conscious decision of I'm not gonna use any weight that I can't handle or any weight that I know I'm not gonna get the reps with. And like I said to you guys, it's not about necessarily going for a personal best in terms of weight. Sometimes it's a weight that you know you can handle, but you normally can do 10 when you have a spotter behind you. And then without one, I would say go for 8. But instead, some of you will then try and go for that 10. And if you fail, there is no one there to save you, you know? So it's just making that conscious decision, and that will keep you safe all the time. I mean, when I was younger, that is when I first had my experience of a fail and bail. Luckily, I was able to do the rollout method, you know, where I sat up and I rolled the bar off. You don't, if you can, it's best to try and avoid it, you know, because as you've seen in some of the videos, it can be life-threatening, especially if you're not bench pressing correctly in the first place. So use these techniques, share these techniques, make sure you share this with your friends, because it literally could save a life, it could save someone from an injury. But again, the first method is the best method. If you're training on your own, choose a weight that you can handle. Don't go for those crazy reps. And the other methods, like I said, the third one, not putting the clips on, I always put clips on. No matter what weight I've got on the bar, even if it's one plate, I like to know that the bar is balanced, you know? So that's another technique. Guys, I appreciate you. Subscribe, tell your friends about my channel. I've got so much good stuff coming. If you found this useful, please like, please share, and peace out.